It's John. It's WAWTAR. It's Greg Gilbertson. That's his music. Listen to it. Oh, love it. And this is a conversation about the old world, and we're going to talk about the ever-present conversation called bathing. What is bathing, old world and new? And what does bathing have to do with baptism? And what is baptism in the ancient world? All of that on these sessions we call our podcast. Why are we talking about rabbits? Next, we talk about bathing. So, look, there's a big conversation right now in many circles, postmodern circles, about mysticism, symbology, iconography, imagery, and that meaning is found on many different layers and levels. And that conversation is fascinating, and it's fascinating to many people who've never had it. In other words, even New World Light people are starting to get into this conversation because, as we know, meaning is starting to become the point of life. I don't get why I'm here, because eventually what's happened is the society has taken seriously the atheistic notion that there's no meaning. And it's uncomfortable to live in that space. And when you actually find yourself in it, and intellectually that is what it is, very few people want it at all. And so the meaning conversation, it's popping up everywhere because it's not natural to a human being to live without meaning. It's not a good thing. It's not how we do it. That's why I want to talk about bathing. Right now, there's like a bunch of people just turned off their device. Whatever. Here's the deal. Bathing, immersion, getting clean, baptism. They're all connected. So let's just start with First Things Foundation. That's what this podcast is about. www.first-things.org. Can I share with you how we bathe in First Things Foundation? Yes. First of all, we bathe in lots of different ways, but they have this commonality to them, okay? In West Africa, Seth, one of my favorite guys, he's out in the field. He's in Kailan in Sierra Leone. He just wrote the most beautiful description. He says, I bathe as the sun goes down, pulling water from a well, putting it into a simple bucket with a handle and moving through the evening air into a mud bathroom of sorts, where I proceed to place an antiseptic, a perfume. What's the third thing he puts in his water? Castor oil. And Seth then sits with this bucket with this perfume in it and this castor. By the way, he got this idea from a Senegalese guy in Sierra Leone. Totally different kind of character. Probably a Wolof. The Senegalese guy, another transplant like my buddy Seth, he told him, hey, man, if you're having problems with rashes and sickness, put some castor oil in that water. And he did. And he got pure. Uh-oh. How pure did he get? How baptizoed was he? How deeply immersed did he go? So anyway, I want you to see a crazy red, purple sky, the jungle all about, and Seth relaxing by squatting down to this nice, cool well water that's now perfumed, and then dumping it over his head. I remember this. I did it in Mali. What I'm trying to say is, this is the bucket bath, and you're doing it alone. But our guys in Guatemala do something like that. It's similar, but they do it kind of as a team. Ask Tom, our field worker in Guatemala, about it. He's had a few moments when things are getting a little naked. Ask Adrian recently. Yeah, he was recently invited by one of our impresarios, one of the guys he works with, to go and hang out at his house. And then at the end of the day, he was taking a bath. And then like the father started getting undressed. And then the mom was like coming in with her with her shirt off. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Bathing. We're going to get into it. Wait till I tell you some of the facts that happen in the New World about bathing. That's right. Then there's the Georgian kisa. I highly recommend this unless you don't like to be touched at all. If you don't like to be touched, do not do the kisa. That's the Georgian, really. It's a Turkish, Georgian, Caucasian scrub-a-dub-dub that you do after you get out of super hot water. It's basically flaying of the human body. That's a kind of bathing that our guys, Ozzy does that. Bathing itself is a pretty interesting old world thing. In every place where we work, bathing looks a lot like sitting and relaxing. It looks more like taking a bath than taking a shower. It's weirdly communal. Not that people are always present. Women will often bathe together in West Africa, but they're bucket bathing together. But it's not communal always, but it has the pace of a communal action. In other words, usually in the village, in most societies where we work, the village is doing the same thing at the same time. And one of the things they're doing is bathing. Right? Echoes of communitarianism are found in bathing. So let's look at the New World. So here's a rundown of what this purifying process called bathing looks like in the New World. And guys, this is the first session. This is just an introduction. We're going to deep dive into this thing. But when you look at the New World, when you look at what happens, and next time we're going to actually look at how this got to this point, we're going to actually take a look at the history of bathing. And that's going to get us to the history of baptism. Yeah, we're going to do it. But before we do that, let's just have some fun. And let's go through the light people world and look at bathing around the light people world. Do you want to do it? I do. I definitely do it. All right, here we go. Again, I've asked this before. At this moment, the value I'm about to deliver, there is not enough money in your bank account to send to First Things Foundation. You can't. There's not enough money, given the fact that I'm about to offer this kind of value to you. Are you ready? Europe, United Kingdom, in England, 63% of women in England shower once a day. Shower, not bathe, shower. I think 62% of that is alone. I mean, it's England. That was funny. 58% of men shower once a day. On average, British citizens take 5 showers a week. They take 3 baths a week when you put it all together. How about that? Did you know that about England? I bet you didn't. If we go to this other New World country called Spain, the inheritors of the Inquisition, among other things, the Spanish, they're speedy showers. They're in and out. 2 minutes is their shower. When we get to America, you're going to see that we, on average, take a shower that's 13 minutes long. How about that? 7 showers a week on average, 2 baths. The French, this is where the jokes start flying. We don't know if they're going to count spraying a very powerful cologne on your face as a bath. But if you look at showers, you get 7 showers on average a week. Isn't that interesting? And 76% of French women take a shower once a day. Men, they're a little down. In France, 71%. Still higher than England. Men in England are only showering pretty much at a 50% rate. In other words, only 1 in 2 men shower once a day in England. This is fun. You want to go to Russia? I do. First of all, is Russia New World? Is Russia like are Russians enlightened? Right now they're like, what do you mean? Of course we are enlightened. You have problem. You have a problem, baseball hat man. Yes, I do. I have many problems. Russians do not have a problem with being stinky, however. 35% of men shower once a day in Russia. 61% of women shower once a day. That's right. Here's some information that might help you understand this is 1 in 5 Russian citizens do not have a piped water supply in their home. I experience this directly often in Georgia. In Georgia, I just want you to know there was a whole winter when I was told not to shower once because, well, there was no electricity or running water. But I showered. Oh, boy, did I shower. I would go down there with freezing water and bathe because I'm an American and I'm going to put water into that drainage pipe. I'm going to put a lot of it. That's a fact. Anyway, Russians, their favorite product is a shower gel, which I don't know why I told you that, mostly because the infographic told me that. China, 30% of women shower once a day, 21% of men. So if you're on a Chinese subway and you see 10 men, only 2 of them have bathed in the last, say, 48 hours. Well, call it 36. Total, on average, for all citizens of 5 showers a week. Okay. No judgment. But here's the thing. These Chinese statistics can't account for using public baths. Because they are doing that a lot. There's also a tradition in China not to shower for 1 month after giving birth. And if you don't hear in that something like an old world purification ritual, then you are not paying attention. So definitely come back because in the coming weeks, we're going to get into that. India. India is by far the most bathing country in the world. That's right. It is every person reports bathing at least once a day. They have the most weekly baths. The most weekly baths occur in India globally. Japan, 5 showers a week on average, ton of natural hot spring bathing, and also they kind of got rid of their communal baths. Not so many of those. Not compared to Korea and China, but they're there. And finally, let's talk about USA. So on average, women shower 7 times a week and men shower 7 times a week. We go through 1 trillion gallons of water. And we average 13 minutes in the shower. The amount used solely for showering in the United States, with showers lasting an average of 13 minutes, is 1 trillion gallons of water weekly. There was once a man in America who spent 341 hours straight showering so he could get into the Guinness Book of World Records. 1985. Reaganomics. Do stuff that is big and powerful stuff, like shower for 341 hours. Mexico, Brazil, I could go on. Brazils are going at 12 showers a week, but they're really fast showers. It's also etiquette in Brazil to offer a shower to a guest. Like, hey, I stopped by to drop off your keys. Oh, sure, I'd love a bite to eat and a shower. Brazil. Their showers are short, quick, hot, sexy. And finally, my infographic, well, it just cuts out all of sub-Saharan Africa. There is no graphic on that. But luckily, I've experienced it, and I can tell you, it's at least once a day, usually twice a day, for everybody I've ever known in West Africa. And it's usually at night. And ladies and gentlemen, there's more to say, but we can't say it on this episode. One, as I'm not allowed to keep going on and on. And two, it's important for you to know that bathing, immersion, getting dunked, being purified, getting clean, this thing is a rabbit hole. And it's one worth going down. Next time, we'll do it. And we'll take a look at bathing as baptizing. And we'll take a look at how baptism, the Greek word for going under, oh man, it's everywhere. And maybe we'll tie it into a few books out there about baptism and immersion and what it means to be properly introduced to a particular religious tradition. That and more on WAWTAR. Check out our Substack. Go join up to be a recurring donator. The Art of Tamada, KP Restaurant, our work in the field. Please be a part of what we're doing. It is incredible, the kind of people that have been involved in making this thing fly. We love you. Keep listening. This is WAWTAR.